When I start to look back on the goals I was having back then, I start to recognize that so much of the goal I was having was only driven by some sort of outcome, not on the journey, not on the things that might really be the necessary ones, and or the important ones, as that is the experience, as the progress in all of this brings the goal in itself closer to one. And where I got to see that the most was whenever there were those big and unclear kind of goals that were just there because we had some sort of dreams and they could just be fulfilled when we do right, or we do like other idols and people are doing it. But there wasn't actually anything that could have been measured by my own abilities that would have made this whole conclusion ready to take like it is, as it was just something that was so distant and had been covered in this veil of someone else's seemingly great life in a field where someone is only like being looked at so closely by myself, as there's a certain amount of success being able to be seen on that kind of person's life, and that is something shiny with actual shiny things on them. Back then I was listening to like hip-hop and trap kind of stuff. Now I'm at the complete opposite side, listening nothing almost, where people actually speak out words, more spherical stuff and the ambiences, but that's something for another time. But actually these things that others were representing started to like get into the position of something that could be a goal of mine as well. And that is such a delusional thing to even think about, because no lifestyle should be the goal. The goal should be a certain amount of success you make with the thing you're pursuing, not the lifestyle. The lifestyle can be a byproduct, and it can be something, and will certainly be something that you going to take charge of, as it's your life. And when you got to the point of being able to live how you want it to live, then you'll do as you wish. But in the time between, you should more, or I would have or should have focused more on whatever the kind of thing that I really want from life should be. And where this all comes back to some sort of an filter that shows me what's actually a potential thing that I could take as a goal, is my value once again. As a value I'm carrying can be something I can measure results in, once I understood how to get a value into a position where I can bring value to someone else by actually living my own value. And the value I should live are the things that are important for me, the things I think I am good at, or where I just think that or feel fulfilled. We don't always have to measure things. We can also like see where we feel good about something and where we don't. And the things that make us feel good are some things that we value, that we care about. And those things could be transferred and formed into a direction in which we are able to build a goal out of. Because when we see that this value we carry is like being flipped into the direction of something that can be of value to someone else who is also caring about that thing, which can make ourselves get into a position where we can maybe charge for this, what we are doing, then we can start to set the goals. But otherwise, a goal is as anywhere close to being tangible and realistic, because it's just something that someone else is living, and that is the lifestyle. And a lifestyle should not be the goal, as that is the furthest you can be away from an actual goal. So to combine the mindset of carrying values from deep within out there, to show them to other people, tell them what you care about, or just putting yourself in the position where you felt good after doing something specific the last time, can be something of such great value that you can actually find something that lets you sustain your life from that. Because you just have to look or take example on those people that might be the interesting ones for you. Because when coming back to the people that live a lifestyle you look up to and look at what they are doing, you can also like think about the reasons why you like those people. Are these people doing something that you are seeing yourself in, or are they just like people you're looking up as they make so cool stuff you could also do, but you weren't in their position, and they took advantage of a certain niche, of a certain kind of style, whether it's music or art or whatever kind of thing first. So yeah, the train already took up from what they are doing. They built their own standing on their person. And you are your own person. You can also build your own personal standing based on whoever you are and whatever you like to do. So it's something that is non-fungible. You cannot exchange anyone or compare yourself by any means with someone who's out there, because you are yourself, and what you are doing is something completely different. Even it might be in the same genre or in the same kind of niche, it's still you, and that is the biggest value. So don't worry too much about that. And saturated markets or areas in which there are many people, yeah, sure, you gotta evaluate most of the time what or how much sense pursuing something specific is when it's already quite flooded, but it comes back to what you value about. And so many things in today's age, like when people talk about some sort of concepts of making money in this kind of regard or that, and whatever kind of trendy stuff people talk about making money, can you compare your own values to these things? Can you see yourself doing it for good purpose, other to than just like maybe making yourself or your bank account bigger? Because yourself gonna suffer, I think, more when you get to the point of understanding and realizing that this actually isn't not what makes you fulfilled. You only do it to make money. And that's quite surface level. And when you're a person who is like okay with that and just want to make money and don't care about these kind of things, then it's okay as well. Don't worry. It's all right. I'm just like a person that loves to, or loves the idea of doing the things I care about and actually transforming them into something I can like maybe live off. And whatever it might be, and no matter how far it might be at this point of time, but it doesn't mean that it's not possible. There's so much opportunity when we try out and trialing and erroring through all these kind of options we haven't taken yet, or all the kind of knowledge we haven't given ourselves yet, because we haven't come to the point yet where we truly understood that we sometimes just gotta push through a certain complexity that we aren't grown yet, and that's all right as well. That's totally fine. It's totally fine to know, and you should know that you might not be grown yet, because you're exposing yourself. And whenever I expose myself to something new that's still so covered with uncertainty, the amount of exposure I'm putting up on it, and just saying to myself and being like honest with what I'm doing and what I might know or not know, just gives me so much room to actually being calm and approach the thing in a way where I'll not move away and say that things are not working, or that I've tried all. We can never say I've tried it all and I came up with the best sort of solutions and tried out so many things, because that's so self-centered. And you cannot position yourself onto something that's not your sort of art, but a certain craft that, or knowledge that has to be learned in a specific extent, and that has to be measured to see what the actual proportion of success is in it, and within the things you do. So not knowing what the goal is and not combining these goals with the values we carry, and not actually trial and erroring our way through something we know that is not yet our knowledge, but being open to it is so important. And that was like all these kind of points were so close back then, when I didn't grasp the whole path between someone living a certain life and what they actually do. Because out there on social media, there's so much noise of content, of people just pushing out whatever they do and however they might live. But what actually made them or got them to that kind of position is so unclear. that's not transparent. When most of the people are not transparent about those things, and that's then also not a thing that you can admire about them when you only see those surface level kind of stuff, and it's starting to get so look like it's so easy, as so many people just do it. And the more time you just look at those things and see other people like pursuing their dreams, living the life they always wished for and you always wished for, is something that crushes you just down and makes you fade off the things you should or can focus on. And that should be just what is the thing you admire about those people. Or is it just the way they live? Because when it's just the way they live, you're so far from actually knowing what your goal is. That's what I experienced. And I don't want to experience this no more. And I'll certainly will not, because I understood that my life should be built on the things I care. And for sure, I care about living free, independent, in a certain calm state where I can work out from. But I want to get there in the real way, to already stamp my experience with my values, with who I am, and not being someone else just for the sake of something that I could maybe get back from. And there is also like a thing when it comes back to, okay, there are those influencer kind of people you might see. There are those people who just show off their lifestyle or whatever, and there are those people who want to show you how you could make business. Those kind of gurus, we could say. And I don't think focusing on any of those people actually matters when it comes down to defining your own goals. For sure, there are people out there who might give you a great value in whatever kind of niche they're in, and I don't want to narrow everything down to like those cash grabbing guru kind of people, because there are many people out there making wonderful courses about life and actually building something sustainable and things that you're standing behind. But I just want to tell you that being aware of who you're looking at is such a power, and how much time you're actually looking at these things as well. Because goals fade off so fast once this comparison kind of thing starts, when looking at content, at how people live, at how people pursue their dreams. It's not getting you anywhere further. You're just a witness of someone else's work in the regard of taking your attention and utilizing it for their growth, for their sake of getting more people like you on board, because that's what the algorithm likes. So decide anew what that goal should be for you. And I think it's getting so much easier as well to pursue a goal or something when it's something that is close to your heart. And when I define something for myself that is close to my heart, as I can relate to it, as I want to do this, as it makes me fulfilled, because it just gives this feeling. You'll see it for yourself when you just start to like focus so much on the things that make you fulfilled. Everything else will fade off, and you'll wake up and have this motivation of doing something, because the goal gets so much closer through the value you combine it with. And when there is the value you carry being like formed with the whole goal and your determination, I think you're getting quite close to paving the way of a life where all the experience you make will be experience you will always care about. And that's why I won't fade off into some sort of kind of money making stuff when it's not the thing I actually care about. Because what's the purpose then? Yeah, I want to make money. Yeah, I want to pursue the freedom. That's the main objective, not to make money, the freedom. But what is the experience to that path when all the actions I do in between are not actually ones that give me the drive to do them? So I did this for a very long time, only looking at people in a surface level, not trying to understand more or the backgrounds of their journey. And that was quite a curse, because it brought me down many times, for sure. Because it's quite frustrating opening up an app and just seeing people having the best time when there's no one out there who's just like telling you, yeah, man, do what you love. So that's why I'm just sitting here and telling you that. Because it's, as mentioned, it's hard with all that noise in social media to actually even come up with the focus when it's not something you have to constantly think about. When you love a person, when you know what you're about to get back from doing whatever kind of thing you love to do, then you will think about it. And I think it's our objective to find this thing within the values we care, within the things that make us drive, and get it over into the state of being a tangible goal. And when the goal is not clear, it's still a goal because you combined those factors already, and you got to see, okay, the value is important, and the goal can form from the value I'm having. And when that goal is still quite far and nothing you're caring or thinking about all the time, then the path is not clear yet. The solution to bring a goal into the stage where it can, where it's being seen clear, not in like this blurred vision of not seeing what it is. And this is only able, or we can only be able to make this get closer to ourselves through realizing and reflecting on the essentials with having these values and how they could be like put into certain fields. Because life is broad. We got some values maybe, and we got things that make us fulfilled, but that doesn't mean we know what the actual goal will be in the next place, or what kind of craft we could do with that. So this analyzation phase is the most important one to make it something you truly care about. Because when you start to understand or start to wrap your head around the approach of having this value, having this fulfillment, something that you care about, applying it into all sorts of areas, into like with working with people. When you feel enlightened by being around with people, helping others, or whatever kind of things, there are so many different kind of areas you could niche down or focus on, and you can switch in them. But this fundamental stage of having the value and transferring into this goal stage, I think is such an important approach. So let's just hold on to that. Let's just start analyzing and trying and doing, because only by doing we will be able to see. So we just gotta start. Is it that? Is it this? Is this something that has potential? Is this potential of my own growth? How far do I want to grow within it? Or is there a cap where I'll be held back? And I don't want to get held back when I know that I want to grow further. So is that kind of sector a good one? It's like evaluating all these different areas you could approach with a very keen eye, and always the thing in mind to find something that you care, find something that holds value for you, and in the next phase others as well. So I hope I could or was able to get you some stuff closer, stuff that's close in my heart, and which might get close to you now as well. Thank you very much for sticking with me. And yeah, I even got it to work to be still dry, even though the thunder already showed up, was talking to us. Now I'll be heading back home. My bike is fell down for whatever kind of reason. So yeah, I think I stayed wet. Let's see if I can get home now. So wish you all the best and see you tomorrow. Bye bye.